I thought being perfect was going to be the thing that kept me safe and made it so that my life was going to be amazing. And I felt that way for a really long time until I started letting myself very consciously fuck up and make mistakes. And in doing so, I learned that I'm actually a way better person when I'm imperfect and human. And if you are someone that's like me, that has been overly perfectionistic, let me talk you through a little bit about how I realized that making mistakes is actually the most powerful thing you can do, and that being perfect is not what makes you a good or trustworthy human. So I grew up feeling like I needed to be morally perfect. Like if I made the wrong choice, especially if it was a choice relating to how I interacted with people. Like if I made the wrong choice and it somehow hurt people or made me a bad person or in the wrong, that suddenly, that I wouldn't be okay. And that not only that I wouldn't be okay, but that I wouldn't be able to live the life that I truly wanted because I wouldn't be in enough spiritual or moral alignment for that life. And I carried that feeling with me for a really long time, and it dictated my actions. I was always thinking through pretty much everything before I did it. I rarely let myself just try and fail because I was thinking about these huge broad scale repercussions of every single action on how it would affect every single aspect of my life, from my social life to my dreams and goals to my morality and my beingness as a human. I was just so perfectionistic about it. And then when I turned 20, all of a sudden my life kind of flipped upside down, and I went from having 3 adults in my life that were kind of very present to suddenly having none of those adults due to an estrangement. And for the first time in my life, I was the person on my own, completely responsible for my decisions. And that initially was fucking terrifying because I was so convinced that I was gonna mess up and ruin my life, and that the decisions I made would be horrendous and I would be so unhappy and bad, and all of the work that I'd done to be a good person and to be pursuing my dreams and to be spiritually manifesting everything that I wanted was just gonna go out the window because I wasn't capable of being the person in charge. I was just so scared of making the wrong choice. And then I made a wrong choice, and the world didn't end. And it turned out that actually I was a trustworthy and capable enough human to process my mistake and learn from it and come out better from it. And then I did that again and again and again. And the more mistakes I made, the more I allowed myself to truly live and learn, and actually learn by doing instead of trying to preempt every mistake. The more I realized that I became more human, more empathetic, more able to connect, more willing to try, and more actually receptive to the world. And in fact, a better person for having tried and failed than I was if I had just preempted every mistake and been perfect. And I'm not gonna lie to you and say that perfectionism isn't something I still struggle with, because it is. There's still a very loud part of my brain that says if I don't do it perfect, then my dreams will never come true. But I've also learned that it's not preventing mistakes that makes you a good person, it's what you do with them and how you learn from them. And I've in fact really learned to love mistakes because they've shown me how strong and amazing and endurant and trustworthy I am as a human being. And they've shown me how I show up and recover from mistakes and learn from them has really developed a sense of trust in me and God and the universe that I didn't have before. And it's enabled me to just kind of try and fail and learn. And this whole period of time in my life where I was just really practicing, and I still am, but I was very consciously practicing letting myself live and learn led to some of the most amazing music I've made, because I let myself just sit there with the entirety of my humanity. And what came out of it is my upcoming album called Feral, which has some of the realest and most vulnerable and most fun and amazing and chaotic and just untamed, authentic songs that I've ever created. And God, I just feel so grateful that I let myself try and fail, because so much beauty and so much self-discovery came out of that. And I really hope that this video can support you in letting yourself try and fail, and also that these songs can help you feel seen, because God, that would just be a dream come true if this can be a soundtrack to you letting yourself be amazing and imperfect and so divinely lovable as you are, as just in your full humanity. And I'm hoping that in the same way that writing these songs really helped me love and embrace my amazing, imperfect, messy, beautiful self, that they can do the same for you. So I'll link my music and website below, and Patreon and email list and all of that. I have a song coming out on August 20th about how a sloppy threesome dance floor makeout turned into a lesson about emotional vulnerability for me, and I'll link the pre-save link for that below. And above all, just thank you for being here and being you. And if you're struggling with perfectionism, I know how hard that is, and I get it, and I'm really just sending you so much love. So thank you for being here. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope my music can hold you in the meantime. Okay, bye.